Back in colonial days, Americans were largely self-sufficient. They raised most of what they ate and made most of what they wore and used. Thomas Jefferson called it the ideal life of the small farmer, owning your own land and not being beholden to anyone. But with so much labor and so little mechanical help, many people had to work all the time just to survive. And then something happened in the late 18th century that changed the way people lived and worked. It was called the Industrial Revolution, and it actually began in England, where things once made at home, like cotton and cloth, were being made faster and often better in factories. William Radcliffe owned one of the first English cotton mills.
Our hand wheels were all thrown out. The yarn was now spun on common jennies. The carding was done on carding machines. 1788 to 1803 I will call the golden age of this great trade.
But the English had no intention of sharing their new technology. To prevent the spreading of information about industrial machinery, no one who worked in a British factory was allowed to leave the country. And complex agreements known as indentures kept workers like Samuel Slater legally bound to their factories.
This indenture witnesseth that Samuel Slater doth put himself apprentice to Jedediah Strutt for the term of 6 years and a half, during which time he faithfully shall serve his secrets and keep his loyal commands.
In America, big rewards were being offered to anyone who could build a cotton spinning machine in the United States. Sam Slater decided to memorize the way the spinning machines in Jedediah Strutt's cotton factory were built and operated.
My object was to get a general knowledge of the business in order to introduce the manufacture of cotton to America.
In 1784, Slater ran off to London, pretended to be a farm worker, and caught a boat for America. He had the key to the Industrial Revolution with him, in his head. Rhode Island businessman Moses Brown was intrigued.
We are destitute of a person acquainted with water frame spinning. Come and work with us and have the credit of perfecting the first water mill in America.
I flatter myself that I can give you the greatest satisfaction. I had an oversight in Mr. Strutt's mill upwards of 8 years.
In 1790, Sam built a small cotton spinning factory next to a waterfall in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Years later, Sam Slater would become known as the father of the American Industrial Revolution.